Hello, welcome. I'm going to go through a little bit of Pilates exercise. Some of it's going to be some roll down, standing openings, lunge openings. I'm going to do one side of on the mat, Pilates, clams, and some leg raises. So I'm not going to repeat them on the other side. I just want you to pause there and repeat on the other side. Okay, so we're going to just stand with our feet hip distance apart. We're going to feel for our big toe, little toe on our heel. We're going to inhale as we lift our hands up to the ceiling. Exhale with a slight bend in the knees, and then we're just going to push our bottoms out but keep our tailbones under. As we lower our hands to the floor, we're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're just going to round the lower back and come up one vertebrae at a time and repeat that again. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift those hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, as we bend the knees slightly, push that bottom out. Tailbone is tucked. Lower the hands to the mat. Inhale at the bottom. Nice. Feel that nice stretch from that lower back all the way down to the hands. Inhale here. Exhale as we roll back. And just from the hips, the spine is rolling back, stacking one vertebrae at a time, rolling those shoulder blades down and back. Again, inhale, bend knees, tailbone comes down, hands to the mat. Big inhale, feel that nice stretch from that lower back. You're probably feeling a little bit more limber already. Inhale here, exhale as you stack one vertebrae at a time as you roll from the hips. Roll, 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 roll the shoulders down and back. Whack. Inhale up. Exhale, bend knees, push that bottom back but keep the tailbone down and hands to the floor. Inhale here, push and really feel that nice stretch from the lower back. Start to feel it in the hamstrings now. And then roll from one vertebrae at a time and again. So keep that flow. Exhale, down. Inhale as you stretch those hamstrings now. You can lift up one heel at a time. Lifting up one heel, just really feel that nice stretch. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Open. Exhale, down. Pause and stretch. Feel for those hamstrings. Inhale, pause and roll as you exhale up one vertebrae at a time. And now we're going to stay here as we come a little wider in our stance. And now we're coming into a lunge. So we're going to go over. We're going to tuck that tailbone under a bit. Roll those shoulders down and back. Push the rib cage down. And we're just bending down into a lunge, making sure that our knee is tracking above our ankles and staying in line with our second and third toe. Back leg is nice and strong, keeping those hips squared. And we're going to bring our hands forward, roll those shoulders down and back. The hand that is with the same leg that's at the front is going to go back, opening up and twisting. Inhale back, step together. Now we're going to take the left leg back. Knee is above the ankle and tracking over the second and third toe. Roll those shoulders down and back, opening up. Torso twist as my hip stays still. So I've got to push that left hip back so it doesn't round and come around with me. We want to still and stable. Inhale, step together, and let's repeat that. Roll the shoulders down and back. Push the ribs back. Hips stay still. Opening, shut. Step together and back. Remember, placement is very important. So listen to my instructions and you'll find that you'll remain strong. Your posture will correct itself as you roll those shoulders down and back. Tucking that tailbone, pushing the ribs back, keeping the knee above the ankle and in line with the second and third toe. Now it's very important in Pilates that we correct our posture all the time because that's what we're doing here. We're getting out of bad alignment. We're coming back into better alignment. So then we feel strong and free and working out of pain. Shoulders down and back, open, close, step together. Let's do it a little quicker now that we've got all the foundations established. We can take this a little bit further. We can go a little bit deeper. Making sure that everything's stacked where it's meant to be. Really work on that. Now that you've got the video, you can really concentrate on your form. Okay, this is going to be the second last one. This is the second last one. We're going to step together, turn back around, coming back into a nice wide stance. Just checking your form again. We're going to tuck that tailbone, rib cage is back, shoulders are down and back, knees are in line with my second and third toe. Knees in line with my second, third toe. And just alter it. And here we're just going to go up and down for 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your form, shoulders down and back. Tail's tucked, tailbone is tucked, my ribs are a little bit back. Just my core switches on. 1, hold it there, then we're coming around into a pivot, back around into the stance. Other side, pivot and stance. Pivot, remember where those knees is tracking over the second, third toe, and stance. That's good. Looks really easy, it's quite difficult. And pivot and stance, good work. Pivot. We've got 4 on either side. 1 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and last one. 4 and nice work. Stay in that stance, that wide stance. We're going to check our form again. Knees tracking over the second, third toe. Mine weren't. Let's check that again. Let's bring the feet in if they need to come in. Roll those shoulders down and back. Tailbones tucked, rib cages back. I'm going to bring my hands down. I'm going to bring my left hand or your right hand down to your foot. The other hand goes directly up. And I'm looking over to that hand. And I'm getting a beautiful torso flexion. Inhale back to center, and we're going to do the other side. Hand goes down along the inner thigh, down to my foot. I'm going to look up directly to that hand. I'm getting a nice torso stretch there. Inhale back to center, keeping a check on that form. And center. Inhale, up. Try to go down a little bit deeper. Starting to get a little bit tough on those quads. Open and center. Last one. And center, good work. Let's just come up. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. I'm going to come back down. And we're just going to come back into the lunge. We're coming up into a sky reach. Take one hand back to the back leg, and we're going to open up that front line. And we're just going to bring our hands back, and we center, other side. We're going to bring the hands up into a sky reach. Hand comes back to the back leg. We're going to open up that front line, and back, and into center. And then lunge, sky reach, and center. Lunge, sky reach, and bring that hand back, open up that front line, and back. Last one. And step that together, good work. Okay, we're just going to come to the end of our mat. We're going to come down into that roll down again, so lowering the chin towards the chest, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, coming down, bending the knees slightly, coming towards my feet. I'm going to inhale, walk my hands out, coming down onto my knees, bring my bottom down onto my heels, and just have a nice child pose stretch there. Nice couple of deep breaths. And I'm going to lift up. I'm going to round my shoulders. So I'm going to come into just preparing myself for a plank triceps. So I'm going to round those shoulder blades down and back, and I'm really going to feel that engagement of those lower trap muscles just along the back line of my bra line. So I'm going to roll those shoulder blades down and back, I'm going to have my hands underneath my shoulders. I'm going to have my knees underneath my hips, okay? And I'm going to bring my knees back a little bit further than hips, sorry. As I lower down towards the mat, inhale here, exhale up, okay? We're going to inhale as we lower, keeping those elbows down beside your waist, exhale up. Inhale to lower, and exhale up. Good work. Okay, if you want to intensify that, bring it up to our knees. Inhale to lower, exhale to lower the knees and come back up. Okay, come back up on your toes if you like, or stay on your knees. Inhale to lower, exhale knees down and up. Let's do that for another 4. Up. And up, keep those shoulders down and back. Up on the toes if you like, or keep it down on the knees. And up. I think this is the last one. I forget to count all the time. And let's come back into that child pose for a semi-rest. Creep those fingertips away from your hips. Inhale here and exhale up. Another nice big inhale and exhale up. Okay, so we're going to come into a pike with like a swan dive. That's what I like to call it anyway. Yeah, so that's just going to be coming into, first of all, we're just going to come into, I don't know, dog pose, whatever it is, on our hands and on our knees. We're going to inhale here, exhale up. We're going to push the hands away from the floor, push the feet up into a nice pike, and then we're going to inhale and then exhale as we bend at the elbows, bring our head towards the floor and dip through into what's like a swan dive. We're going to come back onto all our fours. We're going to come back on our tippy toes, hands are underneath our shoulders, roll those shoulder blades down and back, lift up through the toes, bring the knees up, the hip pikes up to the ceiling. We push our hands away from the floor. Our head is in between our arms. We're going to inhale here as we bend at the elbows and dip through for a dive. Now, we'll come back onto all our hands and our knees, roll those shoulders down and back. If you're finding the dive a little too much, we can come back into the pike, breathe out, push the hands away from the floor, place the head between the arms. And then instead of just simply bending at the elbows, you're welcome to bring the knees down and then dip through and come up. If that is more your technique and style at the moment. Coming back up onto all fours. Inhale, exhale up into your pike. Push the hands away, head between the arms. Inhale and push up in your pike. Exhale to dip the elbows down. Come down on your knees if you like, and then sweep through. Let's do 2 more. All fours, up in the pike, pushing away. Inhale here, exhale, bend at the elbows, sweep through. Come to all fours. Pike, push through. Inhale, bend at the elbows, dive through. Good work. Okay, let's come up now onto our toes. We're just going to bring the knees up off the mat. We're going to inhale here, exhale, come back up into pike, bring our left leg through, and we're just going to come into a warrior pose by bringing that back leg down and pivoting it forward. Okay, and then we're going to just bring our hands back down onto the mat, bring that left leg back into a pike, and we're going to do it over again on the right leg. Bring the right leg through, coming up, and I'm going to go the opposite way this time. Bring my hands back down onto the mat, bring that right leg back into a pike, inhale here, exhale, bring that left leg through, coming up into that warrior pose. Bring that left arm down, we're going to do it on the right, bring the left leg back, up into a pike, Right leg comes through, and then we're pivoting that straight leg forward, and then down, and come back down onto your all fours, and back into another child pose. Big breath in here, exhale, come back onto all fours. We're going down onto our belly, and we're going to start with the swan. We're going to inhale here, roll those shoulder blades down and back, lift up through that core, and exhale to lift just the upper back, and inhale to lower. Exhale to lift just the upper back, and inhale to lower. Lift just the upper back. Just really feel that bra line, getting that work. Keep your eyes focused just a little bit ahead of you, but don't bring the head up. And keep that core switched on so you don't get any of this work in your lower back. You want to feel it in that mid-back region. So really be cautious that you're switching on the core before you're lifting up. And up, and down, and up. We've got 4 to go. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. We're going to come into swimmer. So we're just going to place our hands forward. Again, we're going to lift up through the core, roll those shoulder blades down and back. We're just going to lift the arms one at a time. Keep your breathing nice and stable. We're going to lift, and breathe nice and deep. Concentrating on those lower shoulder blade muscles. Really feel that bra line engaging, those bra line muscles. So you can either place your head down on the mat or just keep it lifted slightly for a bit more intensity. But really feel those back muscles work whilst you're lifting that core. So there's a few muscle groups happening right now. You might even feel a bit of the glute switch on to help protect that lower back. Okay, we're going to do swimmer, swimmer, and come back for a swan. Swimmer, swimmer, come back for the swan. So I'm not really moving up that far because I really want to feel it in my upper back. Let's do 2 more here. And then we're coming into our clams. Okay, so now we're just going to come over onto our back. We might just, onto our side, I'm sorry, but just before that, we might just give our upper back a bit of a twist and around. Clasp our hands together, nice round circle, and just push them away. So just opening up that back area that you've just exercised. And again, around and push through. Awesome. Okay, so now we're laying down on the mat and we're going to do our clams. So we want to, as we do our clams, we want to keep our ankles in line with our hips. We want to push the hips away from your shoulders. See how I then create a gap between the waist and the floor? That keeps my spine straight. I want to clasp my heels together. Inhale, T-zone. Exhale, lift and lower. Lift and lower. We've got 2 more and then we're raising our feet. 1 and 2. Now just raise the feet, but keep them in that same alignment. So ankles in line with your hips. We've got 2 to go and then we're going to kick out, but keeping our feet, our bottom foot in the same alignment. So we're going to up, kick out so my knee goes over that foot. Inhale, heel to heel, knee to knee. Up, kick out, keep that bottom foot still. Keep that bottom leg still. And down, keep those shoulders down and back. We've got 2 more here. Now, as you've just noticed, I had 3 levels. First level is feet down. You can stay there throughout all these clam kickouts. So we're going to do 4 again. 3, 4. See how my hips aren't moving? I don't want your hips to move throughout this exercise. Those hips have to stay still and stacked, one on top of the other. Okay, now we're going to kick out. So we're going to lift up and out for 4. 1 and 2. Now remember, I'm not going to repeat this on the other side, so you're going to have to pause it when we finish this side and just go to the next and pause it so you can, or rewind it, sorry, to do the other side. And last one. Okay, so drawing those feet together, we're just going to come up and do a quick stretch on that side. So bring that top leg over if you can, or maybe in front of your knee, wherever you're comfortable. Bring the hips down to the floor, bring that opposite elbow around and just give yourself a nice stretch. Lift up and out of that hip. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Just keep yourself lifted up and out. And good work. Okay, so just bring that leg back over. We're going to come into double leg lifts. So we're going to lay back down on the mat. Lengthen out. So our ankles are in line with our hips and our knees, all one straight line coming up. And inhale T-zone, exhale lift and lower. We're doing this for 8. And then we're going to bring our top waist, we're going to bring our top body and lift it up as well if you like. So we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can bring your top leg, you can bring your top up as well. So top of your body, if you like, or you can just stay down where we were. That's quite fine. It's just this exercise is really working. Whoops, I bent back. So don't bend back. You're going to bring your top body up as well. Just make sure you stay in one long line. So don't dip back, don't come forward. Try to stay balanced, which could be tricky. And if it is challenging, well, that's all the better. You're getting more out of the exercise. And hold it there and lower it down. So let's bring that top leg up. We're going to do some inner thigh work. So either bring your leg up at the front or lower it down, whatever's comfortable, but you want to keep that hip stacked as well. And then we're going to bring the heel, the bottom leg heel up towards the ceiling and down again. So up and down again. Hips are stacked. Push the hip away from my top shoulder so you keep the gap between the waist and the floor. We've got 6 to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold and pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, lower. Good work. And we're just going to come. Now, I didn't mention that we're going to use a ball, but if you do have a ball, grab it. We're going to use it for the next couple of exercises. But first of all, we're just going to stretch out those legs. So bring your legs nice and wide. We're going to lift up nice and tall out of that hip. And then we're just going to roll that ball across one side. Inhale and cross over to the other side. Inhale up. Just stay on that side a little and over. Now, I'd like you to bring the outside arm to lift it up to the ceiling. Look up at that hand. Inhale here. Exhale to bring that hand over to the other side and give yourself a nice side stretch. Inhale and out. Inhale up and come to the other side. Roll the ball over and over and bring that arm up. Look up and up to that hand so you get a nicer, wider opening of the chest. Big inhale here and then stretch it over, keeping those feet out. So don't let the legs roll in. You want to keep those legs out so you get a nicer hip opening. Stretch and open up that side. Inhale up, bring the ball to the center and just keep yourself lifted up and out of the hip. Keep your feet coming out so you're externally rotating those legs. And just walk the ball in front of you to where you're comfortable. If that's it there, that's fine. Inhale and exhale and just go a little bit deeper to where you're comfortable, to where you're finding a full stretch for you. Inhale and just stay in that space. And allow yourself just to stay and remain in that space. Inhale and breathe into it and just allow yourself to fall a little deeper and a little deeper. and fall into it a little deeper. Keep the feet out wide, keep them externally rotated, and fall a little deeper. And inhale, roll that back up. Now remember to do the clams and the double leg lifts, etc. on the other side, as well as that stretch. For now, if you do have a ball, I'd like you to place it at the base of your back. Now you can go and grab your kids, you know, these little soft balls, but just make it a bit softer, okay? You don't want it really well pumped up. And I want you to place that right at your lower back and just kind of push back onto it, because you want that ball to be taking any pressure, or taking the pressure out of your lower spine. I want you to bring your hands behind your head, inhale back, exhale up for an ab curl. And I want you to keep your elbows out wide and your shoulders down and back. Your head is resting on your hands, it's not coming forward. I want to see your head coming forward, so you're pushing your neck forward. That's got to stay back. It's got to stay back and resting. All the work's coming out of these abs, and mine are shaking right now. Okay, let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower the elbows down as we roll a little bit further back onto that ball. Rolling a bit further back onto that ball, so then the ball is underneath my hip bones. Underneath those hip bones. And I'm going to bring my knees up into tabletop, so see how my knees are above my hips, and my ankles are in line with my knees. It's a 90-90. I'm going to inhale T-zone here, really lift up from pubic bone to the belly button, then tap down, tap, tap. The closer to your bottom, the easier on your abs it is. The further away from your bottom, the harder on your abdominals. Okay, so we're going to tap, tap, and then we're going to go hold that core, lift up through that core first, lower both legs where you feel your abdominals are taking giving you all the support you need, and then inhale back, okay? So you don't have to tap down if you can't manage that. So single tap, single tap. Now let's go for the double. So first engage and inhale T-zone, exhale, lower down to where you're comfortable, inhale back up. Okay, single, single, lower down, further away from your bottom, the harder it is. So if I come here, it's much easier. If I go out here, a lot harder. Let's go again. Single, single, double. Inhale, single, single, inhale first, exhale, hold the core, gently, gently down. Inhale, okay. Let's bring our feet down on the floor, come back up onto our elbows and slide back over that ball, so it's now underneath our lower back, okay? Now, if you like a bit more support, you're welcome to bring your hands around the legs, okay? As long as you're not poking your head forward, I want you to keep that head back, so it's all in the abdominals. Now, if you like, you can bring your hands behind your neck as we come up and down. Keep that neck lower down. Now we're going to do a side twist for 4, inhale back, 3, inhale back, 2, inhale back, and 1. Inhale, bring those elbows down, lower down, slide back onto that ball. So you're again got the ball underneath those hips. Bring your knees up to tabletop, and we're doing the single, single, and the double. And single, single, double. Remember, the closer to your bottom, it's a little bit easier. The further away, more difficult. Really hold on to that core before you starting allowing the legs to go down to the floor. Single and double. Single, single. Last 2, 1 more to go. Single, single, and double. Good work, guys. Inhale, lower the feet down. Bring the ball out if you've used one. Otherwise, you could have done that all on the floor without the ball. Bring your legs down, arms up above your head, and just give yourself a nice long stretch there. Now just come over to the side, give yourself a nice stretch. Take the inner hand and wrap your inner hand around your wrist and just pull your body over to the one side. Big breath in here and out. And take the other hand on the other side and bring your body over so it's as though your hands are sliding along the floor and going towards your ankles and giving yourself a nice side stretch there. Inhale back, bring your knees up, bring them up towards your chest, bring your hand around the back of your thighs. We'll bring it, one ankle over the knees first and bring that hand in between the thighs and just feel that nice glute stretch first. Nice deep breath in and out. Roll those shoulders down and back. Keep those shoulders down and back. And out. And now change legs. Hand behind the other leg. Big breath in and out. Big breath in and out. Knees together again. Now bring the hands behind the legs. And we're just going to go for a gentle rock. So we're just going to start to feel the rounding of our spine. And this is such a good massage for our spine. Just keep yourself rounded. Just feel like you're nice and young again, limbo. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2 and back up. And let's just bring one leg back and get a nice quad stretch in here. You might want to bring yourself down a little bit further to the floor if you feel you need that for your quads. And then change sides. A bit of an angled quad stretch. Quite fine, still does the job. Big breath in and out. Relax. You can come down on the floor and just lay down and just enjoy it. And lift back up and cross your legs. And thank you for joining me again today. Have a great day, and yeah, maybe